Here we are again. It's that time of the week. Time to visit in with our friends from Blush Exotic, 9th Street downtown. Joining me right now in studio. And this is I have to admit, you're in for a treat right now because this is going to be an awesome conversation. Digital Playground contract star, newly minted.
Yes.
Am I correct? Newly minted Digital Playground contract star, Eva Lovia in town all week at Blush downtown. She's coming in to hang out with us right now on TribLIVE Radio. And I got to ask you first off, now you told me you'd never been to Pittsburgh before.
Correct.
So you've been in town for what, about 24 hours?
About, maybe a little less.
Okay, so you've seen some of the better weather we've had here in Pittsburgh. So first impressions off the bat.
I mean, it's good. I've seen the hotel, so I don't have an impression. The club is great. Everyone's nice, so that's a good start. But I'm going to try and explore a little bit today.
Well, you mentioned the club, and Blush Exotic has undergone a lot of changes just in the past couple months. There's a lot of more features added. Depending on what floor you're on, you're going to find something different. The second floor, there's a balcony, and you can look over onto the stage on the first floor. Third floor is a sports bar. I'm telling you, the food there, fantastic. You got to try it. The fourth floor, there's champagne rooms. There's rooms with pillows. There's something for everybody.
It's huge.
It's unbelievable how much stuff is going on right now at Blush Exotic. How much have you seen from the club so far?
I've only seen 3 of the 4 floors. So I haven't seen the sports bar yet. You were trying to get me to get food last night. I didn't do that.
Got to order food.
I know. I'm going to maybe cheat.
There's actually 5 floors of what I'm told. There's 5 floors.
5? Okay, well, I've only seen 3.
I've only seen 3 too. So that looks like we're both missing out.
Explore the other 2, yeah.
I think we should. We're both missing out apparently. But yes, definitely check out the food at the sports bar at Blush Exotic. It's something that's actually still growing. The menu seems like every time you look at the menu, there's something else on the menu, and it's still expanding. And trust me, I haven't tried anything yet that I haven't liked, but that's just my opinion. But
so, do you want to have a romantic dinner later tonight at Blush?
How could I say no to that? How could I possibly say no to that kind of offer? I mean, honestly. But let's talk a little bit more in detail because you've been pretty busy.
Yes, very busy.
The past several weeks or so, and you obviously do a lot with shooting, and you travel a lot too. And off the air, we talked a little bit about what your schedule is, but kind of break down what you do on a daily basis for everybody. Because it seems like you're all over the place.
It changes month to month. So I shoot like 3 weeks out of the month. So I'm in LA usually for that. Once in a while, we'll be someplace like different, like Vegas, or I'm going to London actually next month. So that's all over the place. I feature dance. So that 1 week, sometimes if I get a club like Blush that books you for 5 days, then I'm home for 1 day out of the month. I was just in Montreal. We hosted the Grand Prix there, so we were there with Playboy and had a lot of events to do. And by events, it's like drinking champagne and just dancing. So it's a great job. So
you're getting paid to party is what you're telling me.
Exactly.
Really?
I get paid to party and have sex. It's a great career I chose.
I'm speechless. I got nothing.
Right?
If that's the case, now let me ask you this question. If you're doing that much, you're traveling the world, it seems, and you're shooting movies, when do you sleep? I'm confused.
I actually slept pretty well last night. I slept in a little bit, but sometimes it's rough. You just got to have a little bit extra caffeine.
That's life on the road, right?
I know.
Little Starbucks.
Right, a lot. I think I should have like some stock in there by now.
Favorite Starbucks drink?
Anything skinny and cold, I do. Okay. But the s'mores one is really good, but that's a cheat. So I only do that once in a while.
That's seasonal too. They don't usually keep it forever.
Right.
So only when you can get it.
It only has about 1,000 calories. It's not too bad.
You say only as if that's like only 1,000 calories. It's only a third of what you can eat on a normal day. But as we discuss coffee and its nutritional value. Now, into more of some of the movie work you've done. You talked about how you've just signed on with Digital Playground, but you've kind of moved around to different things before that. So kind of break down where you started and when you started in the business and how you got to this point.
So I started Girl about 2 years ago. I was shooting very sporadically because I was in school full time, so only got to shoot like during breaks or like really long weekends. After I graduated, I decided to kind of like take the plunge and like fully commit to my career and to see how far I could take it. In October, I contracted my first boy-girl scenes to Reality Kings. And then while I was still under contract, this contest was going on for Digital Playground. And I've always adored the company. They're very cinematic. They kind of push the envelope a little bit more, have the bigger budgets. So, I mean, they have a lot more prestige versus a lot of other companies. So I went to Reality Kings and I was like, can we make an exception? Because you had to do a live sex show, which was insane, a sex challenge. So I very much was going against the agreement, and they're like, no, it's fine. Like, we want you to win. So they let me participate, which was awesome. I made it to the top 3. We went to Vegas. We had like a 10-person orgy live, which was intense because I just started doing boy-girl, so I was very much overwhelmed. But it was great. I ended up winning that, which was a really big, fat check. So that was awesome. And then in Vegas for the AVN, they announced it live on Pornhub, and I won.
Now, was it one of those big, like, cardboard
It was
checks?
a giant check, and I was like naked
So
and
it covered
covered
your
in
whole
baby
body?
oil. Yeah, it was really awkward. Like, I don't look that cute, but the check looks nice, so I'll just stand here.
You haven't lived until you've been covered in baby oil and given a huge check that you can't see over.
Right, that was
Apparently.
my second giant check in my life, so that was good.
See, she's traveling the world, she's partying, she's getting big checks.
Literally big.
Obviously, Eva Lovia is the real deal. Now, this is something that I heard. I wanted to double check this with you. You mentioned Reality Kings.
Yes.
I heard that you have the highest rated scene ever on Reality Kings.
Ever in the history of Reality Kings. I know it was my very first boy girl. It was with Mick Blue. I was so nervous, and at first, like, I was a little naive, and I was like, well, I've shot 1,000 times. I knew the director and the crew and the company, so it was a very familiar environment. But once you just introduce like one new element, that being a penis, it kind of changes it a lot. So I was super nervous. The guy was great, though. He was like super comfortable to work with, very sweet, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna ignore everyone here. I'm just gonna have a good time and see what happens, and it ended up killing it. So it worked.
She kills it wherever she goes. Are we even shocked anymore? Speaking of killing it, now I teased that you were in for a treat. Now, this is something that dropped on the Huffington Post within the hour.
Right.
And this is a pretty big deal. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here. Now, here's what the headline says. Pornhub crowdfunds first porn shot in space.
Yes.
Go.
So, first of all, I'd like to clarify it's space, and a lot of people are confusing it with the zero gravity. That's entirely different. We are actually going to break the atmosphere. So, for example, there's one particular company, I'll let it remain nameless for the time being, but they have the first public shuttle that will actually go into space. So our goal is we have a very high number just because it's very expensive to shoot outside of the Earth. So we'll take this shuttle, we'll go up into space, we'll shoot a scene. It'll be the first ever, like catch a load to the face up there. That'll be good. The first one ever.
Outside of Earth's atmosphere.
Right.
And it's being crowdfunded? Am I
It
hearing that
is. So we
correctly?
have an Indiegogo page. You can find it on either Pornhub or Digital Playground. And right now, I checked it this morning. We launched and instantly we're at like $400 and some. So that's very, very small in comparison to the overall budget, but it's a really good start. So, and we're getting some mainstream news. So that's always good. There's no time limit either. So.
Check out the HuffingtonPost.com and read this story. I'm telling you, it'll blow your mind.
Yep.
Eva Lovia, she goes across country. She goes all over the world. She's even going to outer space.
Hopefully I'll be in space. That's the goal.
I have a feeling that you're going to get
Right?
it. I see you as a person that doesn't
Doggy
like to
in
fail.
space with Johnny Sins. I'm so down.
I'm not even thinking to talk about right now. I'm speechless. And you will be speechless too. Go to Blush Exotic. Check her out. She's here all week. Blush Exotic, 9th Street downtown. Eva Lovia, Digital Playground Contract Girl. She's going to space, people. Come show her
Right.
some love. Josh Taylor, TribLIVE Radio.